Yo, yo, it's ODB from OLP. This is issue 168 of Mini Truckin magazine, December 2005. We're about to round out another year and knock down another issue. This one's a dang good one. You got Josh Poston, stock 497 Nissan King Cab, Hardbody King Cab, known as S10 Killa. Mike Alexander's 7th credited cover, 19th credited cover for Relaxed Atmosphere. And the 29th Nissan on the cover thus far, the only cover truck with something. We're going to talk about that at the end. Stick with me, and I'll share that with you. You have Mike Alexander's truck here. Crazy build that was going on. Import truck spectacular. 31 pages of badass imports to drool over. And, of course, you can see some of these are pretty rare to have just the white box. You know, this typically would have came in a bag or something to that effect, you know, meaning that typically I think it was like the end of the, I don't know. I have a few of these and I want to say like maybe the subscription was about the end or something like that. Now, I do get this truck mixed up, and from time to time, what I want to show you right here on my screen, I think I've said this in error before, so my apologies. This is my Truckin Camp and Drag 2012. Shout out to my pops, rest in peace, Papa Smurf. He went with me up to this show. For some reason in my head, I do get this truck mixed up with this truck, and I do believe they're different trucks. Obviously, this is white. Similar style. Maybe it was redone. I don't think so. This is, you know, definitely two super high-end trucks. But I think I've said in the past that I parked next to this truck at Camp and Drag, and I could be mistaken there, obviously. So let me know. I'm pretty sure they're two different trucks. But without further ado, that's a long intro. Let's get into this issue. Definitely trying to get back into doing these flip-throughs. I had knocked out a couple, and then, you know, everyone was excited, and then it's been, like, not many. So if you get a chance, go to our website. We've got our new stuff on pre-sale. So you can see here, Josh, I believe you say it is Poston's, P-O-S-T-O-N-S. You see his truck here. We see this awesome Tacoma, one of my favorite Mazdas from New Choice. And you've got another awesome Mazda. So they were definitely correct on the cover that there's tons of imports to drool over in this issue. If you like what we're doing here, definitely please leave a comment, and even if it's just an emoji, but also click the thumbs up. It helps us out because we can. So Mike's dragging through. Pretty cool photo there of the ocean. Trying to keep these, you know, fun, if you will, because, you know, these obviously get long, and I know everybody's time is valuable. So this truck, if I remember correctly, in about a year ago, Greg, or it's K-R-E-G-G. I apologize, I always mess that up. And then the last name is Scarcello. Craig, K-R-E-G-G. Okay. I believe he posted in Mini Truckin Where Are They Now, which is a fantastic group, and he was asking where this truck was at, and I kind of felt bad. I was like, man, this truck, I mean, is one of my favorite trucks, and I thought to myself, you can see Chad Lucas that shot it, or Mike shot it, Chad did the write-up. I thought to myself, man, if I had this truck, I would have never sold it, but you got to remember, in that era, you know, guys would sell trucks just because maybe they wanted to build something else or whatever. And you can see here, New Choice from Grants Pass, of course, Craig Braid, all the kinfolk, Jiz F from Mini Garage up that way, a lot of good people, Brian Marshall. So thanks for all the support. But definitely just, man, what a timeless truck. And I look back and say, you know, although a body drop is arguably one of the biggest and baddest mods, one of my favorite mods, I mean, I would say these convertible trucks / roadsters are just amazing. You know, Billy Bob up that way as well. And for those that didn't know, Jizef from Mini Garage, he's on the new episode of Billy Bob's podcast. So Billy Bob is back, and I'm happy to hear that. He's a good guy. But I look at this truck with the Phantom grille, the billets, just low, super clean. Love the interior, kind of hot rod themed. You know, nothing crazy over the top. I mean, for that time period, it definitely was, but I think it's very timeless build here, and I just can't get enough of it. And I hope that he found the truck, or he does at some point. I love the mirrors. Again, just a rich history of domestic trucks up there in that Pacific Northwest, let alone, I would argue, just, you know, some of the best Mazdas built, you know, with Devon's Mazberry Delight and the yellow Mazda that was at Sittin' Pretty show this year, which is going to be back. It was at the Sittin' Pretty 2023 show, but it's going to, you know, that show is going to be back for 2024. So, man, what a crazy build. Let me know what you guys think of that Mazda. I think it's timeless. So this was dragged daily, so I kind of got caught up there for a second at the beginning, but this was Mike Alexander's amazing, crazy, just very advantageous, I think is the word I was thinking. Just something totally different, inspired by all sorts of, you know, high-end type suspension. So that was the MT Tech, or Mini Truckin Tech. Again, stick with us to the end. I'll share a fact about the cover truck that you guys probably do not know. And we're going to keep this fresh. Here's Midwest Dragfest. I believe this show is still going on. Some of the shows maybe aren't always on my radar just because I can't remember every single show, but I know the Midwest has just an amazing support of kinfolk. You know, DJ Mays kind of really leading the charge with a lot of different shows, doing the championship belt and things like that. So love seeing it. Rich history, of course, with so many mini truckers from the Midwest. You can see there, they've definitely come a long way from the little booth like what OLP does at these different shows. We're getting excited at the time of this, about 5 or 6 weeks to Mini Nats. This was Mini Truckin Lyfestyle, and believe it or not, you know, this did play a role when we were trying to, speaking of Craig Braid, I'm going to have to hit him right back. He's calling from the Pacific Northwest. There you go, Craig. Lifestyle. So that did kind of play into what we were going for when we, you know, talk about our lifestyle. And there's the famous photo here. Of course, get the famous Yoda. Brubaker's Yoda. That was just always a cool little setup that they would do, you know, luckily mostly staged as far as I know. And then check out that tattoo, man. I think Hank Norris could pull that, do like a Mini Truckin tattoo right across his face. But again, you could see that this didn't stop here. This was super cool. Current project update. So this was Mike's truck. This photo, I think, was at Rezo. I think. I saw the truck at Rezo, but that was another advantageous project. He had several going on. This is Chad Lucas's full size, which was cool. I got to ride in that when Danny had it when I was out for the Severed 10th. IF Customs had that thing. I think it was technically doored, or it is doored. This photo, for those that don't know, I was talking with Chad Lucas. I got to check in with him soon. This was supposed to be part of his cover feature. I never knew that. I always thought that would be a cool photo, and it just did not. I think it was by accident that it was a forgotten, oh yeah, I forgot to put that in there. So whatever the story is, certainly pretty cool. But you can kind of see with the lifestyle showing what they're into, and this is the truck that's still around. Chad no longer owns it, but he's working on something very, very cool. But again, with between the Toyota and the Pathfinder and the full sizes and the S10 and the Toyota that is right here, those two guys, Mike Alexander and Chad, definitely had a lot going on. So definitely a cool section, one that I totally dig. This was a super cool rendering. I always remember seeing that thing. And definitely was, even the thought process was ahead of its time. Nick is a great dude. Nick Crouch. He's been on the podcast before. I usually slap hands with him at SEMA. He's a good dude. S10 Killa. So, you know, when you think of some of these super nice Midwest trucks, you know, RA, shout out to Relaxed Atmosphere, super clean. You know, some of these setups that these guys had, including the Sonoma from Bullock's Body Works, and even Eli's truck that was Chris Hansen's before. That's one of our new pre-sales, or the new pre-sale for OLP for the artwork. And, you know, you look at some, just how timeless and classy these trucks are. It's truly amazing. You know, this was always inspiring to me to see that, you know, all the chrome rear setup, so many body mods, clear windows, sliding rag top, of course, King Cab. Not an extended cab, Mike. The smooth rear end. I mean, check out the dash. You got the BAD wheel, Memphis audio. And then paint tricks. I don't always shout out all of the different shops here, but certainly you could bump this to 4K if you ever want to look at more information. Trying to keep these as entertaining as possible and keep them moving. There you go. There's a quick shot in case you need to screenshot it. And boom. Super clean. Awesome truck. And again, I do get these two trucks mixed up. My apologies. That's not a diss at all. Nor what I intended to be. But super clean and awesome. Speaking of Nissan King Cab, that thing is super cool. Those wheels were so popular. And you can see this was the interior. I think Heath Moore did that interior. I think when we had him on, we talked about that. It's crazy to go through these magazines and just, you know, so many memories come back. Because I'll be honest, I haven't looked at some of these in 10, 15, 20 years. This one a little less than 20 because it's 2005. This truck was always sick. I don't know if it ever got done. You guys could kind of chime in. So many of you chime in on different things. John Henson's DB rods, that thing used to be inspiring to me. Just seeing it like that, I was like, dude, I'll keep it like that. And by the way, this was, I should have mentioned, this was Heatwave 05, and then this is when Phil Dees brought out the S10. It was on the cover of Sport Truck. Super clean. We got a chance to see it, of course, in Greenville. I last saw it at the Mini Truck Hall of Fame. A lot of those guys go hard in the paint to bring out different rides to Vegas for that Hall of Fame event. So pretty cool. And then you can check out that award, which was done by BAD, Billet Accessories Direct. I mean, let's be honest, you know, Phil built and what LST's doing is amazing, but, you know, these guys kind of, they were really pushing the limits for the awards in that era, you know, mid-2000s. So tip of the cap to them. It was cool to see Phil built at LST. I would argue and say that those awards that he's producing are kind of the greatest awards that I've seen at any show. I know some of the hot rod shows, the one that was in Tennessee this past year that gained a lot of steam after the first year, they had some amazing awards done by Advanced Plating with the chrome, and that was sick. This is Quincy Johnson, 96. I love these Tacomas. One hit wonder, Painters Ahoy. Photography, Mike Alexander by Chad Lucas. And again, just doing some cool stuff here. I think with the photography, you got that rear 3/4 shot, the front 3/4 shot. You got the pavement. You got the graphic kind of laced in there to the artwork. Super cool. Just kind of pushing the limits. Love these kind of center consoles where the dual gauges are there. You've got your switches. Super clean. I think that's a timeless look. And I think this truck, you know, being one of those earlier year Tacomas, I mean, dude, this thing could come back right now. The other thing I've always liked about this truck is, again, bottle fed. You got the dual bottle bracket, but you have your notch cover. All this is, you know, bed lined, but also this was always trick to me how they did that second, you know, where it started and it went right into the cab there. That was super clean because it kind of matched what the main hump was. Super clean. But again, dude, just take that truck in for a second. I kind of call this truck, you know, with the shaved corners and the, you know, the headlights like that. I know I said it's an earlier Tacoma. You know, I think of like the smaller headlights and stuff. To me, to me, it seems like a true mini truck, you know. It's before they got a little bit bigger. And I'm saying bigger. I'm kind of also saying, like, I'm thinking of the four doors and things like that. I don't know where my mind's at today. Shane Simmons. This is an 88 Mazda B 2200. Truly amazing truck. $200 hauler. And again, shout out to RA. I mean, look at this truck. You've got the other headlights on it. Suicide doors. Sliding rag. Awesome paint. Forward tilt hood. You know, let's not forget, as I've always said, some of the baddest trucks have already been built. And that's no diss towards anything that's current. It's just paving the way. And you can see there, right-hand drive. And I think that's important because, you know, in the world that we live in, a lot of people, especially in the music business, instead of paying homage to people, They just say, who the hell was Tupac? Who the hell was, you know, Don Henley? You know, to me, that's disrespectful. You got to, you know, show love to the people that came before you. Slammin Jammin. This was that Tennessee show. This truck, and speaking of trucks I get mixed up, I do get this mixed up with the cover truck that was on Tailgate that I posted recently. I do know that they're different trucks. I know one's a Mitsu, one is a Toyota, but sometimes those trucks, just like the one on the cover of this mag, they're, you know, similar, and they sometimes kind of run together in my head like Seinfeld episodes. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Famous 4Runner. Another one that was Barry's from Georgia. Severed. He went on to build a crew cab Tacoma. There's Construction Zone Jimmy Keiser 94 Mazda B5400, B4000. See, you can tell, man. I can tell. I'm just a little off today. It's been a long day. Alan Caver, MT for Life. Lots of mods. We dig it. If you see someone's truck in here, you know, dude, share this with them, man. That's how we grow kind of that guerrilla marketing. You know, you share it with someone. They're like, oh, snap, I didn't know about this channel. Boom. You know, not everybody's on YouTube as much as I am. I think I watch YouTube now more than Netflix, more than YouTube TV, all that stuff. I just really dig it. So much cool stuff out there. This was billet steering wheels offered by Chassis Tech back in the day. At first glance, you're like, BAD? And then you're like, no, not BAD. Here is that photo that is still in the magazine, although, again, they've kind of flipped the look of it. But that is the same photo that I've been talking about for how long? Again, I would put money on it. That photo appeared in the magazine longer than any other photo. Shout out to Ronny from Phlat Out. He sent me the DVDs, the few that I did not have. I was able to rip all those. Phlat Out DVD. Santos, it says there. You got a crazy... And then here you go. Makoto. Big shout out to Makoto and all of our Japan kinfolk. I got to see local finesse at LST. This is, of course, Severed Makoto from Japan. He helped get my truck in Custom Trucks Mag. He's really orchestrated some cool stuff, and I got to thank him. I know Mike always looked out as well. Makoto was kind of our connect. Again, there is an Easter egg in this ad. I'm not going to share it yet. I'm going to wait another 5 issues or so before I share that, so stick with me on that. Okay, so the Easter egg here, or the fact, I guess you could say, it's the only cover truck with Mondera wheels out of 269 issues. Pretty cool, right? Hopefully that wasn't a letdown. I think it's pretty awesome. And again, I will say that we're the only ones to this point that's ever broken these facts down. I've studied this magazine. I love this magazine. I'm glad it's back. Yes, it is back. If you didn't know, minitruckinmag.net. You can get a subscription for 2024. It's 3 issues. And then hopefully going forward, they'll ramp up 4, maybe more. I'm not a part of the folks that own it, but I do have an article in the first issue coming back. We hope to see you at Mini Nats. I'll be doing more of these before Mini Nats, of course. December 2005, issue 168, you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Leave an emoji. Let's see those rocket emojis. We got ya. Peace.